happens when I'm ocean waves.
Welcome back to a video where I actually show my face for the first time in a few weeks. I've been running drawing content because of summer programs and I don't have time to make videos like this anymore. So I've been just doing whatever videos I can make that I can think of in a day, which have been this arsenal and typing videos, I guess. I don't grind Enter anymore, so I don't have money to do giveaways either. So in this episode, I'll be doing a keyboard video. I'm not building a board, I'm not modding out switches, I'll just be simply modding out a friend's board. It's not a friend from New York with a RK68. It's a friend who lives in Boston like I do. He has a Kludge RK68 with Gateron blues. I will not be lubing those blues because that's just hell. He bought Akko Matcha green, so I'll be using those for his board, and I'll lube them with 25G2 hopefully, and I'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is my friend's keyboard. It is a Kludge RK68 indeed, and the case design is really nice in my opinion. However, there's no flip-up feet and no stand-ups for feet, so that's a downside in my opinion. My friend did put a nice keycap set on it, and I'll be honest, it looks really nice, although it sounds bad because of the switches. Thank you, Gateron Blues, you are awful. So, in replacement of those, my friend bought some Akko Matcha greens. These come in the set of 45. The packaging is really nice, and they only cost like, what, like 13 bucks a package, which is why these are really good budget switches. I believe they have 55 grams of actuation force. I don't exactly know, I think it might be on the back. Yeah, I'm guessing it's about, yeah, 50 grams. So 50 gram actuation switches. They're linear, of course, because that's what my friend likes now, I guess. So I'll be lubing these with Krytox and we can get started with the board. Yeah. So first, of course, to get access to the switches and the board itself, you have to take off all the keycaps. This is one of the most steps that I hate the most because it's just boring to take off keycaps in my opinion. So I'll be back after I can pull off all of them. So I have not taken off all the keycaps on this board, and then the first thing I can tell is that it is one, insanely dirty, and two, clear stabilizers, which is kind of interesting. Well, they're not really clear, they're just really white in general. So I'm gonna go get my ultra air duster and clean all this dust. So I've dusted out the entire board. It looks much more clean now. Although there's some dust left over, but I'll clean that off afterwards. So I have to take out the stabilizers and take out all the switches too, because that's what we do here. So I'll start that now. I'm not sure if I should take off the switches first or unscrew the board first, but I think I'll just do switches first because that's my common sense right now. So I'm done pulling out all the switches, and I couldn't help to notice that some switches are different. Like some have a white housing for better RGB, I'm assuming. Some have a black housing. I'm not sure if this is a manufacturing error or my friend did this. But yeah, it's just really strange to see that some of them are just black and some of them are not. So I can pull out the stabilizers now, which I can just easily do with a screwdriver. Got one out. Now for the second one. These are plate mount, that's for sure, but they are really hard to get out. Like they just refuse to get out. It's really interesting. Because usually they should just snap out. And this one won't come out, so I'm gonna skip that and I'll be back when I can pull out all of them successfully. So I'm done pulling out all the stabilizers now. I have learned that they are pre-lubed, which is interesting for a $50 keyboard. But now I have 68, I believe it's 68, Gateron blues. And my friend said I can keep them, but I'm not sure if I really want to keep them, so I'll put them where they belong. Alright, now we can go back to modding out the keyboard. So I wanted to band-aid mod this plate so his stabilizers wouldn't be so rattly, but with the exact same problem as my friend's Keychron, the other one. The screws connecting the plate to the motherboard is just way too tight, and there's not really a possible way to get them out, so no band-aid mod for my friend, unfortunately. I cleaned out the case. I'll probably give it like a Clorox wipe down later on the outside, but for now I have to put this back in. I'm not sure if I don't have any foam left, so I'm not gonna put foam on the case, unfortunately. But that means I can go straight to modding out the switches now. So that's good. So with the board reassembled, we can go on to the switches now. My friend already cut open the tape on these. I've never seen the switch myself, so I'll slide them out open now. Okay, that's actually pretty nice packaging, to be honest. For like, what is this, like $28 in total? It's actually really nice packaging. I'm gonna keep these boxes, because why not? So, a lot of packaging steps, and then for $13, this is better packaging than my $55 Novelty creams. What a ripoff. So, if we can slide these out. Okay, that's interesting. This is just some label. I can't read Chinese if I'm Chinese myself. Okay. So there's 45 in each pack, so it means I have to open both of them and just dump them all out, I guess. And I'll open the second one now. And this desk is starting to become a disaster in my opinion. And I'll be back after I get all this out and clean out my desk. I have just discovered something satisfying while taking out these switches. You can just do this. I am unsure why I find it satisfying, but it just is. Like you it's just like just pricking them out, but damn, this is really green. So there's all the greens. I mean, you can't really hear them because of my fan above, but I believe I can open these up. Oh my god, oh my god. They're kale styled. Why? This is like kale box black PTSD right now. So with one of my favorite steps, the most iconic of my keyboard videos are the Asian rice bowls, where I store all the keyboard parts when I take apart the switch. Alright, so let me get my switch opener and use my kale one, unfortunately. I hate opening kale switches, I just don't know why. So let's just begin opening them out now. So now the next step is to bag remove the springs, sort of my most disliked parts because of how long it takes. So basically I just take all the springs and dump them in. And you grab your super lube oil. I put way too much of this stuff. Oh my god, my hands are so oily. And the oil's leaking out everywhere. So basically I just put like 10 drops or so. I did 15 because I am unusual. I would use not 205, but 105 to lube my springs, but I'm too broke because yeah. So I just use super lube oil like Hippo Tech. I'll be back after shaking and putting the oil on all the springs. So after bag lubing all the springs, I can proceed to lube the rest of the switch now. Unfortunately, these are kill box styled, which means it'll take me longer to lube, so I'm gonna say good luck to that with myself, so let's just begin now. hours of lubing the Matcha greens. They sound really nice. And now I can lube the stabilizers. So here they are. The only issue I have with these is that they're pre-lubed, so I have to go clean that out first. So I have successfully taken apart all the stabilizers and clean off the lube from the wires. But now I have to clip these stabilizers because they're unclipped, and lube the housings too. So this kind of sucks. So after having lubed stabilizers with Krytox and Permatic dielectric grease, lubing all the Matcha greens, and installing everything back on the board, we can finally put the keycaps back on and do the sound test. I can't wait to see how it sounds, because it will be much better than the Gathering Blues ever was inside this. I didn't put any foam because I couldn't find it, and I'm pretty sure I ran out of it, so yeah. So I have officially finished modding out my friend's keyboard, and it looks pretty nice, to be honest. The last step is going to be wiping down this entire board with some Clorox wipes, so it hopefully looks cleaner, or more white in that sense. I've been using this board for a few hours only, and to be honest, the board sounds really nice. Like, I never expected a Switch to cost around like 24 cents per piece to sound as good as like an Ink Black or, I don't know, Novelty Cream, I guess. I mean, not like same level. Like the sound signature is just really deep. I wouldn't classify it as foggy, like deep foggy. I would classify it as like a mix between clacky and foggy, I would say. I mean, that's just my opinion. For stabilizers, this is my first time using dielectric grease for the wires because I watch a lot of videos about it and a lot of people like to use it. So I tried it out. It went very well. I can see why people like it now. I mean, dielectric grease was really effective. Like, it just kind of erased rattleness a lot. However, it rattles just a tiny bit. That's because I couldn't band-aid mod the board. And I couldn't fully clip out the stems. I only got to clip out about half of each stem for stabilizers in general. I think my friend will like this board a lot when I get to return it to him, that is. I like keycap set, man. I kind of like them now.
Conquering this fear, I'm bursting through the ceiling.